what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Casually Fit Podcast. My name's Rob. Thank you for coming by. It is a new week. I'm excited about this next week coming up. This last week wasn't too bad, okay? Out here in San Diego, there is a little bit of a rain and cold weather going on, but nothing like Texas, so it's not really that bad. But other than that, I want to get into this week's episode because if you have been following, you know that I have been very busy and struggling to make sure that I spend the time to be here and really get out some good information and show you some great people that you can be inspired by, motivated by, whatever it is. All right. So this week I was able to actually spend some time. Next week I'm going to be able to spend much more time. So next week I'm excited for this next week because really I have so much time to create the things I want to create for everyone next week. Okay. But this week I did spend some time. I got to show you some people. Now, first off, let's start off with the Fit Fighter of the Week. Okay. Again, still didn't change the name, right? But let's start off with the Fit Fighter of the Week. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Fit Fighter of the Week, this is somebody who's in the midst of losing weight, or they're in the midst of recently losing a bunch of weight, and then doing the thing that, one of the most difficult things other than losing the weight is how to actually keep it off. And this man has been at it for a few years now. Can't remember the exact date that he started. But this man's been with it for a while. And he is somebody that I think anybody could be, no matter your weight, if you're 300 pounds or more, I get it. It's hard to be like, how am I going to lose all this weight? What am I even going to look like? And it's hard to imagine, that possibility. And that's why I'm showing you Ethan Suplee. I think that's how you say it. Go to Instagram. I'm not even trying the screen recording this week. Okay. It just doesn't work. Hopefully next week I will be able to have a screen recording so you can see what I want to show you. This week I don't have it. But go to Instagram, Ethan Suplee, open up a different window, whatever you want to do, and check him out. Now, when you first see him, you might be like, oh, I know this guy. This guy was in Remember the Titans. This guy was in American History X. This guy was in The Butterfly Effect. I believe The Butterfly Effect. Yeah, I'm looking at a picture. But those are 3 movies that I dig. And he's in a bunch of other movies that I can't name off right now. But this guy, again, if you're looking at him recently, you might not recognize him, but you can still kind of recognize him. But go look up Ethan Suplee on Instagram, and you're going to see, who he used to be. I think this first picture where he's a goth, I think that's Butterfly Effect. But go check him out because this man has lost 200 pounds. Again, if you're trying to lose a whole bunch of weight, and you're trying to wonder, how it's possible, if you're just trying to grasp that thought of how it's possible, go look at this guy. On a separate screen, on a separate window, go ahead and pull up Ethan Suplee, Remember the Titans. He was pretty large there, or even American History X. And I listened to a recent podcast. It was actually on Tom Talks with Tom Segura. You can go check that out. That's on episode 5. But he was talking about on there that when he was, I forgot what movie, but I think it was American History X, where he was quite large. That wasn't even the largest he's ever been. So, but he was, so if you look at that, you can be like, hey, maybe this is possible for me. And this is why I'm showing you this guy. Go check him out. Because, he is a great example of somebody who lost a bunch of weight, and he did it through strength training. This guy is jacked now. I would, he's doing leg press right here. I'm wondering how much he's doing. I bet he's doing just plates on plates for that leg press. He looks like a very strong person that you wouldn't. Again, if you met this guy today, right? Even if you never heard of him, you never watched any of those movies, and you just look at his first picture on Instagram where he's just in a black shirt, like the first thing that comes to your mind isn't, oh, this guy was clearly somebody who was over 350 pounds. Like you don't even know. And I think that's great. So he is the fit fighter of the week. Go check him out. He has a podcast as well. He posts, oh, I'm sorry. I just say Chipotle and I'm bourbon. But yeah, it looks like he has a podcast. He goes on several other podcasts. Also, go on his Instagram and look up, like, I don't know, like 10 rows down or something. And he has a side-by-side picture of him in Remember the Titans and him now. And again, it looks like, completely different person. And yeah, so I think there is only motivation and inspiration that you can gather from this guy. He also had a difficulty with substance abuse as well that he's pretty open about. So, he can help you with that as well. If that's a vice you have, I don't know. But again, he is a fit fighter of the week. And I'll put that Instagram down below. Should have told you that from the beginning. I'll put that Instagram down below for you, a link to it down below. And yeah, go see what's up. Now, next up, we're moving right along to the nutrition tip of the week. I'm feeling it's so weird. You come across a time where you have some time, you want to put effort into all this, and then, like me today, I feel a little off. And, but either way, I want to talk about the nutrition tip for this week. And the nutrition tip for this week is actually, I'm going to share with you the top 3, or really like the 3 best places that you can go to get healthy food. Okay. Cause that's an issue. Horrible segue. I just did a horrible segue. This is why you watch podcasts, right? But I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to share with you the top 3. Let me get relaxed. The top 3 best places to eat for fast food. Okay, so me, I'm down for cooking. Cooking's straight with me. I'm not like into cooking. Like my buddies are super into cooking. I am not at all. I eat out for literally every single one of my meals, and I have been doing that for a long time. And I'm somebody that wants and likes to eat healthy. So finding healthy places is, in San Diego, it's actually not that difficult in San Diego to find healthy places. In many major cities, it's not too difficult. You're going to find plenty. They're going to be probably a little bit expensive, but, you have many options, in many large cities. But in other places, there might be only 1 or 2, or there might not be any, especially a town. Like I grew up in a very small town. And it's been a while since I've been back there, but I don't think there's any really like health spots. All right. There's not too many basically. So, and if you've been eating unhealthy food, when you're driving home from work, you're just seeing the places that you used to go eat. You decided, hey, I'm trying to lose weight. And then all of a sudden when you're driving back from work, you see, McDonald's, and you're like, oh, I want that large fry again. I want to eat that. And you have that temptation there. But you only know of the places that you used to frequent, just because you haven't been paying attention. More than likely, you're not paying attention. You just don't know where the healthy spots are. So I wanted to share with everybody the top 3 best healthy spots that you can just go to anytime. I would say, first of all, even though it is the healthy places to eat are sparse in many areas, I would say there is typically some health nut in any town, almost decent sized town, that is like, oh, they see that there's not really healthy food around, so they create their own healthy food. So I would say first look to your local place, see what's up, see what's going on, see if there's any health nuts out there. Usually just check around any gym, any 24-hour fitness, Planet Fitness, any gyms, you're going to start seeing some healthy food spots around there. So first check there. But the list I'm going to give you is good for everywhere that you go. Again, I'm thinking more. Again, I grew up in a town with like 15,000 people. So I'm using that as an example, and I'm trying to think. I believe at least one of the places I'm going to mention is in that town. So if even just one of the places is in that small town, I mean, I think this list can be across the entire nation. The places I'm going to mention are for sure in all major cities. But again, it's difficult, right? You want to lose weight, and let's say you don't like cooking, you don't want to cook, and you just want to eat out. One option that you have is you can go to McDonald's, right? They sell salads now. You can go to McDonald's and get a salad. But who goes to McDonald's to get a salad? All right, first off, McDonald's is probably going to be mad at me. So I'm not actually talking about McDonald's. I'm talking about McDowell's. All right, shout out if you know what I'm talking about. So I'm talking about this place called McDowell's. And if McDowell's has been shoving out processed food and high sugar content food, I mean, look up a big McDowell sandwich and a large Coke and a large fry. Look up the sugar content in there. I think it's like 80 grams of sugar or more, which is ridiculous, okay? Extremely, highly unhealthy. And then you have whatever chemicals are inside that food to preserve it. So you have all that at play. Now, when that restaurant has been giving out that food, just throwing it out the window as much as they can and as fast as they can, when they've been doing that for years, decades, I may say, when they've been doing it for that long, and then they say, oh, now we sell salads? I mean, come on now. And you can say the same for many other restaurants that are in that similar kind of range. They've been serving this unhealthy food for a very long time. And then now they decided, either by public look or either because of the public perception of their place or because they see an opportunity to make more money, or maybe they're just really good people, right? Maybe they're just really good people to put their salad right next to food that will literally kill you if you eat it every single day. Maybe they're good people in there. But for whatever the reason is, they decided to put that salad right there. They didn't diminish the rest of their menu or anything like that. So that's where I would say, because you do have that option, you can go to a restaurant I'm talking about fast food, all right? I'm talking about food that's quick, okay? You can go to a fast food restaurant. That is an option. Go to a fast food restaurant. You got to pick up some food. You can go to McDonald's, again, because they got salad now. It's got to be healthy. But how healthy is it? Where is it coming from? Do you trust these people? Did I say I said McDowell's earlier? But it's just like, do you trust them, for one? And then two, it's very tempting. Okay, it is way too tempting to be going through that drive-thru, looking at the entire menu, and just seeing that little tiny corner of the menu where it says salad, and then just picking the salad and not an apple pie, right? Or not a McDowell flurry, right? It's very tempting. Or just a small fry. It's just a small fry, right? So it's too tempting for 99% of people out there. Hey, if you want to, turn up the pain for yourself, if you want to make it much more difficult for yourself, hey, I'm a person who likes to do that. Maybe that's you. If you like doing that, then go ahead. Go to these fast food places, and they have healthy food on the menu. You can pick those places if you want. I would never tell you to do that, other than to make everything more difficult for you. If you want to make it more difficult for you, go ahead and do that. For everybody else, it doesn't seem like the best option to choose. If they're the only options, sure, but they're not the only options. And that's where I'm going to get into the number one option, which is kind of weird. It's actually pretty funny. I was, writing this out this morning, and I came across, I came up with this first one, which is Chipotle, right? And I just started getting hungry for Chipotle, and guess what? I ate Chipotle later on in the day. But Chipotle is great. It's one of the, again, you don't really, it's a fast food place, right? You go in there, there's no drive-through at Chipotle, but it is quick. You go in there and you cruise through the line pretty quick. They go, "What do you want? You want rice? You want beans?" They're moving you through as fast as possible, like a Starbucks. They don't want you sitting around wondering what to get, and they don't have many options to make sure that everything is quick. So it is it's fast food, and it's some of the healthiest fast food that you're gonna get. Okay, again, it's still, they still do some weird things, I'm sure. I'm sure it's not completely healthy, but they do boast about their meat being fresh. And I think they even boast about it being grass fed. But even if it's not grass fed, you can see the meat that they use: the chicken, the steak, the barbacoa, the now carne asada, which is a funny thing that a Mexican restaurant, right? This is more like whitewashed Mexican food, and I don't know if that's like a slang word or what. I'm Mexican, so I feel like I got to pass to say whatever I want. But it's like a whitewashed Mexican food that I love. I love Chipotle, all right? But they call themselves a Mexican restaurant. I think that's in their name, Chipotle Mexican Restaurant. And they just now put in carne asada. I mean, it's been like, they've been open since I was in high school, over 10 years ago. And they just put in carne asada, and they're a Mexican restaurant. What are you talking about? But either way, again, I love the place. And if you get the bowls, you get the burritos, whatever you get, you will have healthy food in there. I mean, they have chicken, they have steak, they cook the chicken right in front of you, okay? Other fast food restaurants aren't doing that. They're just reheating, meat, and they're just doing some weird stuff, microwaving stuff. Disgusting. Next time you go to a fast food restaurant, when you fall off your diet for a little bit, just look at the people in the back and look at what they're doing. It looks disgusting. All right. So, at least with Chipotle, they have that grill right there when you get in there, and you can just see them cooking chicken. And again, it looks like it is fresh and good chicken, and it tastes like good and fresh chicken, and they say it is, okay? But again, you got to be kind of skeptical about a lot of these things. But chicken's healthy. Steak is healthy, right? I know vegans disagree, but largely chicken's healthy, steak is healthy. They have rice there, sure. Some people don't like rice. Some people will say it adds on too many pounds. They don't put enough rice in there to really make a huge difference unless you ask for extra rice, and if you are eating it, 2-3 times a day, then that's too much rice. But if you just have it a few times a week or whatever, it's not too much rice. So you have rice in there. You got the chicken. You got whatever meat you choose. You got vegetables in there that you can have. They have like red bell peppers, green bell peppers, and some onions or something like that. And then they got tomatoes and some cheese. And as long as you stay away from the sour cream, it's basically healthy. All right. That's one of the healthiest places that you can go to. And I am also saying that it's healthy no matter what, right? Because all those ingredients, as long as they're not adding like really crazy things in there, which it doesn't seem like they are, but as long as they're not doing that, it's all pretty healthy. It's a great place to go, and it's also cheap. So that's why it's like the number one place, I would say, that if you're trying to lose weight and you're struggling to find out what to eat, you just go through a Chipotle, and you can't really go wrong at Chipotle, again, unless you start piling on sour cream. Can't remember what else they got that's unhealthy, but any of these extra sauces that they have or anything like that, I'm not sure what's fully on their menu. I've pretty much been getting the same thing for over 10 years from Chipotle. But it is, again, largely healthy. Definitely check that place out if you're struggling to find a place to eat. Now, and I want to make sure that I covered Yeah. Oh, what I was gonna say. So no matter what, it is healthy, right? And I was gonna say unless you're not working out, but even if you're not working out, it is healthy. But with the rice, with the chicken and the steak and all the other stuff, the calories start to add up, the protein starts to add up, which is great for a body that needs replenishment from working out. It's absolutely great for that, but it's not necessarily great for somebody who is very sedentary. If you're not working out at all and then you're eating this, you're still getting healthy food. And there is an argument that it is still going to be pretty good for you, but there's a good chance that even if you just have a regular bowl there or a regular burrito there, and you have it consistently, it could definitely probably make you gain weight if you're not working out. But I'm assuming that you're working out, because if you're trying to lose weight, you got to work out. So, I'm just assuming you're working out. All right. But it can get a little bit too much if you're not working out, but it's absolutely great for anybody who is working out. All the things that I've mentioned, all those different nutrients that you're going to be getting, that's what your body needs when you are trying to recover from a workout. So it's great for that. Now, moving on to the next place. Now, the next place might be, hold on, I got to take a drink for this. This is also great at Chipotle. The pineapple orange banana. It's amazing. Did I take a drink like Mark Zuckerberg or T-Rump? Oh, my leg's going to sleep. Okay, but the next place I want to talk about, I'm not sure if this is a controversial place. All right, every time I go to this place, it is packed all the time. Every single line is packed in San Diego, and there's like multiple all over the place, and they're always packed, no matter when you go. Okay, so I'm not sure how controversial it is. Online world, I'm sure it holds a pretty controversial place. And the place I'm talking about is Chick-fil-A, if you haven't already guessed it, okay? I feel like it's America's number one guilty pleasure, because if you support LGBTQ plus and whatever else, if you support that, you can't really ignore the things that kind of went on in like 2010 or 11 or 12. There's some controversies. I think they were kicking some people out. They had some donors that were, which the donor thing is kind of weird, but they had some donors, or they were donating to several organizations that are against that. So if you support the L and the rest, it's hard to ignore that, right? That's why I say it's a guilty pleasure. And honestly, myself, I never ate there at all. And partly because of that reason, I was just like, well, I don't want to go to a place that's their normal practice towards people, just for being people, right? Just for them being who they are. And so I never went there at all until I saw that they turned over a new leaf, apparently, all right? Again, gotta be skeptical of all this stuff. But they turned over a new leaf. They stopped donating to these other places. And from the Chick-fil-A's that I have been at, they for sure have opened up the employment to everybody. You can take that how it is, okay? But pretty guaranteed everything's open. So I go there, and guess what? It's actually pretty healthy. Now, it kind of falls a line with going to a fast food restaurant and it being very tempting. There are a lot of tempting things on this menu, but at least if you do end up getting tempted in some of these things, like if you just get, like my suggestion is for you to only get the grilled stuff. They have grilled chicken, grilled nuggets, grilled chicken sandwiches, a grilled chicken salad. That's what you should get when you go to Chick-fil-A. Okay, that's the healthy part that you should get. Okay, but if you decide one day to maybe get that spicy chicken sandwich, which Popeyes blows them out of the water, but it's still pretty good. if you decide to get that, you got to deal with the fried part of that. However, the chicken is actually real. So you can't really say the same about any other place. The chicken is actually real. It tastes real. You can tell that that is actually real chicken. And watch, like, just throw up a freaking news headline, either one that I haven't seen or one in the future, that shows Chick-fil-A is shown to have processed chicken that's fake for years. Faking everything. But I believe it's pretty real, and a lot of other people believe it's pretty real, and they say it's real. Okay, so with that, even if you do get tempted by a couple other things, they do got cookies on there. But if you get tempted by the fried stuff, you're still pretty good, okay? Because you're still going to, underneath that fried stuff, you're still eating real healthy chicken, okay? And that's why this is the second place that you can go to if you can, put the blinders on and just push aside that stuff, because the chicken is good, and I'm all about redemption, okay? I'm all about, hey, people shouldn't go to this, or businesses shouldn't go to this prison forever, all right? Unless they show to have been lying this entire time and have, they're not who they say they are, then whatever with them. But as far as I can see, they're not who they were back in the early 2010 era. So if you can push all that past away, if you can, forgive them, I don't know. If you can do whatever you want to do, maybe if you're just in a pinch and you're just like, I have nowhere to eat, and it's late, and the only places that are open are McDowell's and Chick-fil-A, and if you can just push it aside for that time, you just cruise in there, you get some healthy food by choosing the grilled options. If you can't, you can't, okay? I'm not trying to tell you, hey, I'm not trying to tell you what to think, how to feel, or, who you should be mad at. Doesn't really matter to me. And I'm not saying that there aren't justified reasons to stay mad at them. I'm just saying that if you're open to it, right, and you're a little forgiving, Chick-fil-A is a great option for you to get some healthy food to help with your weight loss, or just help you just find healthy food. Again, it's weird because it's difficult. Like fast food back in the day, fast food was not, hey, let's make this restaurant faster and let's get people healthier food faster. No, they just said, hey, let's get food to people much quicker than what they're getting it right now. People don't have to wait in lines. And then, so it's more like a wholesome idea, I believe. But then the whole machine started right after that. It's like, well, how can we get it faster? Oh, well, how can we? Well, we can actually store our beef for longer. Well, how do we get to store our beef for longer? Well, if we put some preservatives in there, what if we don't even use real stuff? And, what if we do this and that? And how do we, so that whole machine kind of started there. And, fast food in the 90s, when I was growing up, that's really when I think it just started blossoming out. It just started coming out. And I think McDowell's started in the 80s or 70s, late 70s, and early 80s possibly. But in the 90s, the places popping up weren't healthy. Okay, fast food and healthy do not go together. These things do not mix. And it shows in the list that I'm giving. There's only a couple large nationwide healthy chains. I guess you got Jamba Juice, but there's so much sugar and so much of that stuff, and you don't really know what's going on in there. That how healthy is it, right? But there just aren't that many places that have that. Not many fast food places are healthy because it's a new thing. Okay, it's a trend that's going this way. You're gonna start seeing we're gonna have more healthy fast food options because that's just how things are moving right now. Which that's like the public's perception is this is how it's moving. If you look at the statistics, though, it's going the other way as far as our health and our weight. But maybe it's just something that we like to think, or maybe it's something that I like to think. Believe it's going in a more healthy direction. All right. One indication is that McDonald's has salads now. Okay. So, but before it wasn't that way. So this whole healthy fast food together, not really jiving, not really mixing, that's just how it has been. And now it's hopefully moving into a better direction. But until then, when we're in this transition phase, you kind of do have to scour about a little bit. If you don't want to cook healthy food at home, you really got to kind of look. Even when you're in large cities, like yes, I say that in San Diego, it is relatively easy to find a healthy restaurant, but not in certain parts of town, right? Not like sometimes you got to drive, 10, 15 minutes. It's not so prevalent that it's like Starbucks, they're not all over the place to where, you can be in any part in San Diego and you can go, I want to grab a coffee real quick. And you are within 5 minutes from a coffee place, and more specifically, you're within 5 minutes from a Starbucks, anywhere you are, okay? And I would say the same about McDowell's. You're within 10 minutes, more like around in between 5 to 10 minutes away from any McDowell's, anywhere you are in San Diego. Now, as far as a very healthy place, like a dedicated healthy place, other than the ones I'm talking about today, and even some of the ones I'm talking about today, you are 10 plus minutes away from any of those. So they're not very prevalent. You got to kind of look for them. And that's why I'm bringing you this list. I don't know how I started on this, but let's get into the next one. All right, let's do that. Okay, it's not late. I'm not tired. You're tired. Okay, the next one is one that maybe I'll start a debate. I don't know. Maybe I'll piss some people off right now. I'm not sure. But the next place I want to talk to you about real quick is Jersey Mike's / Subway. Okay, yes, I'm grouping these two together. But not everywhere has a Jersey Mike's, but I'm pretty sure every single place has a Subway. I grew up on Subway. I like Subway. It's great. Jersey Mike's is 100% for sure better than Subway, okay? But they're basically the same. You got bread, you got turkey, lettuce, whatever, Jersey Mike's throws on some oils and stuff like that. You want to have it Mike's way? They do that. Subway doesn't do that, but they still have mainly healthy food. Jersey Mike's for sure has very healthy meat. You can see them cut the meat right there. It's fresh meat. They have very healthy meat. Subway, it's a little suspect, right? A little sus on there. So if you have the option, choose JM for sure, okay? But Subway's still not crazy bad. And both of them have wraps. So all their sandwiches, you can just get in a wrap. Obviously, stay away from the meatball marineros and all that stuff and just get like turkey, bacon, things like that. But this is the next healthy place. Okay, it's pretty simple, right? It's just a sub place. And if you switch out the bread, like if you have bread every now and then, again, it's not going to kill you, all right? Many of us only grew up on bread. Okay, for sure me. But a lot of bread causes inflammation and makes it harder to lose weight. So if you're trying to avoid that, you can get the wraps. And both of these places have the wraps, and that's where you can go to get to get more healthy food. And that's the list. Those are the three places: Chipotle, Chick-fil-A, and Subway / Jersey Mike's. Again, these are nationwide places. Okay, I believe even if you're in a small town, if you drive 15, 20 minutes out, which is a pain, I'm sure, used to do it, but more than likely you can find another place, another town that's closer by. Possibly, it depends on where you're at. But again, you're going to find one of these places somewhere near you. And that's why I chose these places, is because I believe they're all over the place. And I get it. It's difficult to want to lose weight but not cook, and want to get fast food, but not want to go to an actual fast food restaurant that has all this tempting garbage that you used to frequent. I still frequent, so I'm not saying anything bad about you. I'll get a large McDonald's fry and a double cheeseburger whenever I feel like it. Okay, so I'm right there with you because it does taste good, but it's absolutely horrible for you. From McDowell's, of course, that's what I said. Um, but uh, but yeah, so I get it. It is difficult, but I think these places are going to be great for you. And that's the list. That's the nutritional tip of the week. All right, and next week there might possibly be a little segment cut up like something. We don't have a sponsor. I'll take a moment for the sponsor. Is myself, and it's this channel. Check out the video I put out on Monday. It's called "Stop Trying to Lose Weight." I actually had enough time to do a lot of the things I wanted to do, to spend more time, do more revisions, and just spend more time doing it. And I like the video. And I think if you're trying to lose weight, you should watch that video. So go check that out. Maybe I'll put a link down in the description, or you just go to the YouTube homepage and check it out. Right? Boom. Sponsor over. Next, I should have thought about this earlier. This is too long of a list. This is a list day, and this is making this podcast go pretty long. It's already very long. So I apologize for that, and I am not going to blow through this list, but I'm going to go through it pretty quick, okay? The next thing I wanted to talk to you is I just wanted to give you the top 3. I almost put up a bad 3. I don't know. Can I put up the 3? I won't even talk about it today. But I want to talk to you about the best exercises, the top 3 exercises that you can do to burn some calories. Okay, so because if you're trying to lose weight, again, you got to change up your food. Changing up your food is going to lower your calorie count. It's going to lower your sugar count, as long as you're obviously changing it up with healthy food. And that's going to help you lose weight. It's going to help you get into a caloric deficit. Another thing that you need to focus on is to raise up the amount of calories that you burn so you can get into a caloric deficit easier, or you can get into a deeper caloric deficit so you can lose the weight that you want to lose. And so knowing the best ways that you can burn calories is going to really help you out. So first one, and this one is for basically everybody. I get it. If you are very overweight, the options are kind of limited on the things that you can do, right? Now this one, cycling, biking, this can be either on a stationary bike that I'm talking about, and they have 2 different types of stationary bikes. They have the stationary bike where you lean back and you just pedal with your feet. You're just like you're just chilling, right? And you're moving your legs. You can definitely get yourself into that, and you're going to get a pretty decent workout in. You're probably not going to be burning nearly as much as you will be on an actual bike, but if you're trying to build up, right, you got a lot of weight to lose, this is a great way to start, okay? Instead of looking at cycling and being like, I can never do it, and then just like not doing it, you can be like, hey, maybe one day I will be able to do it. But I can't do it now, but I can do this. And that's where you jump into the stationary bikes where you either lay back, or the more preferable one, which is just a regular stationary bike where you're on it like you're on a regular bicycle. But cycling is going to be a great way, for a great low impact way that is open for most people, basically everybody, to burn more calories. Okay, so, and the number is, I believe, somewhere around an hour or more. All right, and it all depends on your weight, it all depends on your intensity, but about an hour on a bicycle, right? If you're cruising on it, you're going to burn over 600 calories. And again, there's a lot of factors at play. Okay, there's too many people out there for me to say specifically what it's going to be, but I would say pretty firmly anywhere above 400 calories. And you can really be looking pretty easily at 600 calories burned if you're on that bike cruising, okay? That might not be the first time you get on the bike. Maybe, again, you got to get used to it. You don't have good cardio yet. But as you progress through, you'll be able to burn a bunch of calories with this. So if you're trying to lose weight, again, you're trying to get fit, you need to find these ways to burn calories. And for me, I like movement. You need to be moving more as much as possible. And cycling, moving your legs around, it's great movement for you. It's very low, again, low impact movement as well. So your risk of injury is much lower, which should be important for you if you're trying to lose weight. You don't want to try to lose weight and then get injured and then deal with all of that and then hopefully want to lose weight again when your injury goes away. So you want to stay away from there. Plus, you can injure yourself more if you need to lose weight and you jump on a treadmill and you start running, or you just jump out on the street and start running, hitting that pavement. It's a good chance you'll blow out a knee doing that. So cycling is my preferable thing that I would tell you. Hey, go check out cycling to lose some weight and to burn some calories. It's the number one way that you're going to be able to burn a bunch of calories is through cycling. So I wanted to give you just that quick tip, right? I want to give you that. Next one is, sorry, I got to look at the list. I got to do it. Okay. Next one is pretty low impact. All right. It's much more low impact than if you were to cruise around on pavement. It's hiking. Okay. That's the one. And when you're on dirt, it's pretty low impact. It's a more preferable terrain to be on if you're going to be walking or hiking or running. So it is better for that. It absorbs a lot of the, I can't think of the word right now, but it's going to absorb a lot of that shock from you, okay? And you're not going to have like this stiff, like hitting wood and this shock wave coming up. You're not going to have that as much with being on dirt. So it's a great way to, again, be relatively low impact hiking. And it's also a great way if you're cruising up an incline to burn a bunch of calories. Okay. Again, it all depends on pace and how long you're out there and all that stuff and the incline, but you're going to be burning a good chunk of calories. If you hike for like an hour, you're going to be burning over 500 calories for sure. You throw on a pack, you're burning some calories. You pick up the pace, you're burning calories, okay? So that's a great way to burn calories. You also get some vitamin D from the sun. You get exposed to the sun. You're outside. There's only good things from hiking. And I know it is such the Instagram influencer way of going about getting in shape. And it's kind of disgusting, right? When you start looking at it that way. But it is so good for you, right? And it is such a great way to burn some calories. So that is the next tip. If you're trying to burn calories, go and hike. Okay, it is going to be great for you. You're going to get that vitamin D. And if you've been checking out with the Rona, and if you've been looking up on some of the studies that have been done so far, then you will see that vitamin D is extremely important in your ability to push through getting, the Rona. So if you can, hiking is pretty much everywhere, right? You can go hiking pretty much anywhere, I feel like. I'm even thinking about the small town I lived in. There's a place to hike. There's hills basically everywhere, except for where's a place that's flat? The Dakotas? Aren't the Dakotas flat? Maybe not there. But still, there's got to be some incline somewhere. Just go find an incline, find some dirt, find an incline and start walking up. Watch out for rattlesnakes if you're in California. Don't go around bears or, there's some dangers out there. So, be on the lookout for that and don't go crazy with it. Maybe have some protection with you. But, it's a great way to burn some calories. So, hey, how bad do you want to burn those calories, right? But that's the second way to burn a bunch of calories. First way, jump on a bicycle. Obviously, a real bike would be better, but stationary bike's going to get you a good chunk of calories. And then also go hiking. You don't have to throw on a pack right away. You don't have to go far right away. You don't even have to go on an incline right away. But just build up to those things and you'll burn more calories. Great. I mean, just great to be outside and you're really working your whole body when you're hiking. You're moving, you're doing it all. So I am a huge proponent of that. You can put it under the fun category of burning calories. I get it. there's no fun way for most people when they're trying to lose weight to burn calories. Next way to burn some calories, okay? So before, back in the day, even now, even today, there is a school of thought where you just go into the gym and you do like lat pull downs, which is a great exercise, right? I love them. Okay, but you just go in there, and to lose weight, they say, hey, go do 4 sets of lat pull downs and do 10 sets or do 10 reps per set, and then rest for 2 minutes or whatever between each set. And then do that, and then move on to a separate workout after you're done with all those sets and reps. Move on to a second workout, and let's work out your chest and do blah, 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 blah. You get it, right? That's like the old school thought, and it is a great way to build muscle, build strength, and burn calories and get strong. It is a great method. I still use it. Most people use it. They'll pick one specific workout, and they'll pick a number of sets, they'll pick a number of reps, they'll pick the weight, possibly move up in weight each set, and it really is useful, and it's a great way to, again, do all the things that I mentioned. But we're talking about burning some calories, right? So to kind of push against it, it's not really pushing against it. It's kind of a separate thing, but usually proponents of that don't like the second thing, which is weird for me. But if you want to, again, kind of push against this like super, niche or niche kind of, hate, I would say circuit training. Kind of like CrossFit. CrossFit, got my own qualms with CrossFit on some of the things they do, but it's kind of similar. CrossFit, what they do, other than wildly exaggerate some of their movements, just watch them do pull-ups. Just go Google that right now, CrossFit pull-ups. If they're even called kipping pull-ups, which, okay, but other than that, what they do is they compound exercises. They have you do one exercise, and they move to another exercise, and then another exercise. And once you're done doing reps in each one of these exercises, that's one set. So you move from one to the other and to the other without resting in between. That's going to be a great way for you to get stronger, right? It's going to be a great way for you to get stronger. It's a great way to build up your cardio as well. It's another way to build up your cardio, and it's another way to burn a bunch of calories. Because if you're doing it correctly, you're going to be pretty tired. You're going to be pretty beat out, and it's just good. I mean, because again, you could do like you can do pull-ups, right? You could, however many pull-ups you can do. You can even do the assisted pull-ups where you put your knees on that thing, and it helps you do pull-ups. You can do, say, 10 reps of pull-ups, and immediately after you're done, you drop down to the ground and you do 10 push-ups. They can even be knee push-ups, but then you do 10 push-ups while you're still trying to catch your breath from doing the pull-ups. And as soon as you're done doing the push-ups, you can flip around on your back and you can do 20 crunches. Okay, and then that's one set. Now, if you continuously do that, right, again, the first couple times, it's going to be rough. It's going to be real rough. If you're doing it very intensely, it's going to be rough. But once you start doing it, you're going to realize that your cardio is getting better. Your strength is getting better, and you are burning more calories. So that is another way to burn a bunch of calories. You can do this with your body weight, or you can do this with weights. You can just link together all these different things to really have an awesome circuit training session, which, this just got me thinking I need to have a specific circuit training workout program, which will be out soon. Okay, that's going to be, I got to write that down. I got to remember it. That's coming up. I do have a circuit training day or two on the workout program on the website if you want to check that out. But it's going to be a great way for you to burn some extra calories. Okay, and that's just what I wanted to share with you today with the fitness tip of the week, is to do these 3 things. If you're trying to lose weight, you're struggling. What do I do? I mean, I still say do the strength training and do whatever your trainer says if you have a trainer or whatever workout program you're doing. But if you want to add some extra things where you're like, maybe your workout program is just strength training. Let's say you are just lifting weights. Then hey, go throw in the stationary bike. Okay, go throw that in and add that to your workout program. And then also maybe on the weekend, maybe Monday through Friday, that's when you go to the gym before you go to work. But then on Saturday and Sunday, hey, go jump for a hike. Okay, these shouldn't replace everything, and these shouldn't be the end-all be-all. This shouldn't be the only thing that you do. This should be an accessory to the other things that you're doing. And again, these are these little areas that you can jump into where you can go, hey, if I jump on this stationary bike and if I put my mind to it and I really push myself and I stay on here for an hour, I can burn a bunch of calories, and a bunch of calories that I need to burn to make sure I'm in a caloric deficit, to make sure I'm actually losing weight. So that's why I'm telling you about these 3 exercises. Go check them out. That is biking, cycling, whatever, stationary bike, and that's also hiking and then circuit training. Okay, and then circuit training workout program is coming up here quick, probably in the next couple weeks. I'll let you know. Other than that, next thing I want to talk about, the last thing I want to talk about is a long podcast, which I don't know how I feel about it. I want these podcasts to go, how they go. I don't want to rush anything. I don't want to extend anything. I just want them to go how they go. But just with the fact that I gave you 2 lists today, I can't talk, like my S's are weird today. It's late. I might be tired. But just the fact that I've given you 6 different items on top of the Fit Fighter, on top of, maybe it's a little bit too much. I don't know. You let me know if it's too much. I think it might be too much. I don't think too many people think, listening to me for that long's good. But let's get into the Fit Freak of the Week. This person is, now I'm pretty positive I didn't share this person with you. But this person is, a freak, a fit freak, almost a definition of a fit freak, right? Like he is the quintessential fit freak. He, to give you an idea of what this dude does is he will wake up, crack of dawn, whatever time, wake up early, and he will go and run 10 plus miles, right? Go run 10 plus miles and then go to a regular job, a 9-to-5 job, just like most people out there. He's not one of these people who only works out. Like their only job is to work out, right? He's not one of those people. He's somebody that is known for his fitness, but he also has a regular 9-to-5 job. So he'll go run 10 plus miles, cruise into work, do whatever he does, and then at lunch, go run 10 more miles, right? And then come back to work, and then sometimes go and lift weights. Okay, to be able to do that, you're kind of a fit freak, right? And then also to be able to compete, this man competes in ultra marathons, I believe. And he goes pretty high, right? And his name is Cameron Haynes. I'm sure you have heard of him before, maybe not. Okay, and if you haven't, let me hold. This might be. I understand that this guy might be a trigger warning for some people, especially people who are not used to outdoor stuff or anything like that. Cameron Haynes is like really big into bow hunting, so you're gonna see some killing stuff. Go to his Instagram. It's at Cameron Haynes. You're gonna see some dead animals, some bears that are dying. Super into God and country, right? Which it's whatever, right? But I get it. Some people are not, they don't like to think these people exist, but they do. And Cameron Haynes is a great example of somebody who's just a fit freak. And the thing about fit freaks is you can be from anywhere and you can be about basically anything except for like racist. Like I wouldn't give you like a racist fit freak, or some other crazy thing. Okay. And Cameron Haynes, as far to my knowledge, there's nothing really crazy about him other than the fact that he forces himself to run a marathon in a day and then, work out that same day and work 8 hours that same day. And I'm sure spend time with his wife and kids. He's crazy in that way. But as far as like harmful crazy, pretty sure that's a no-go. But, of course, my computer froze. So go ahead and check out Cameron Haynes because he is the, for sure, fit freak of the week, of the year. He could be like a mascot up here. And he is an example of what the body is capable of. He has also, I don't think, had any injuries, and which is crazy because he runs so many miles. I mean, I would love to know the amount of if he even has an idea, the amount of miles that he has ran in his entire life. I'm sure it's so high, right? We're talking thousands, probably tens of thousands of miles. And I don't think he's had any injuries. So that's crazy. So that's a freak right there for sure. And either he is just born with some really crazy freak genes or he's just doing the right things. It seems like when he does go into the gym, he focuses on like a medium weight, but he just lifts it up and reps it out a bunch of times. So that could possibly be what helps him from gaining any crazy injuries. But again, go check him out. He has a lot of working out on his Instagram. He's got a lot of shooting stuff. And again, he's different. Okay, he's different. I get it. A lot of people, we live in weird times, right? We live in times where, people are hesitant to like somebody who is completely different from them. I don't get that, but I understand that that's how some people live. And so just be, if you're somebody who usually, overreacts to seeing some stuff, which you probably don't even know that you do that. But if you are somebody, going to his Instagram might not be the best option for you. But I still say it is a great option because again, as far as being a fit freak, being able to run, being able to lift weights, do all those things, he's one of these guys. Again, I believe ultra marathon. I wish he had his, let me look it up real quick. Let me look this up real quick, and then we will end this podcast this week. All right. Marathon ranking. Let's see if this comes up. Ultra running. So, yeah, so he does, a 50-kilometer run called Frozen Trail Run Fest. That sounds fun. And he places 7th overall. So I'm sure there's over, at least 20 people, if not hundreds of people in that race. And he places 7 overall. It takes him 5.5 hours to complete. That's a fit freak, okay? And then you got the Elijah Bristow 24-hour run. He places three. I don't know. He places 3 overall. That's 24 hours to run. He ran 100, I think it's 115 miles. He placed 3. Okay, so whatever his politics, whatever stuff he does other than running, other than obviously the crazy stuff that he doesn't do, but if he did, wouldn't excuse him. But, again, follow him for this running stuff. Follow him because he is a fit freak, because he's been doing these races and these runs, and he's been placing top 10 for a long time. He placed 2nd in a 50-kilometer Bighorn. He did that in under 5 hours. That was in 2007. So this guy's a runner. And again, I want to show you the fit freak. I want to show you the freaks out there who are able to just squeeze and tweak and force their body to do some crazy things. And he's clearly somebody that is doing that. So, He's a perfect fit for the Fit Freak of the Week. Right after this, insert future headline that says he said some crazy stuff. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But currently, he is a Fit Freak of the Week. I wish Cameron Haynes the best, and I wish you the best. And thank you for watching, and thanks for coming by. Again, onward, up. We are going up. I have more time to do this. I'm getting more excited about this. Again, I'm here. If you're still listening to this, it's because you actually want to listen. I'm here to try to help you out. I'm trying to help people out who, again, the statistics, the trends for being overweight, obesity, just our general health in America and the world, it seems to be going the wrong direction. It seems to be going in a very bad direction, to where all the other things that are created from being overweight played out on a large scale just doesn't seem to be good. And for me, I feel like we live in a time where it's never been more obvious to go the other way, but for some reason we're not doing it. And I'm not sure why that is, but that's what I'm here to do, to try to figure out how we can turn this around, to try to talk in maybe a different way, maybe just come at it from a different point of view. My point of view is, I feel like it's different. I feel very, I don't know, there's no reason to get into it today, but I just want the best for everybody that's out there who is trying to lose weight. I know it's just a huge thing to even just think of, and then to actually start doing. It's just such a huge thing. And then again, you got the losing weight, and I'm going to keep on bringing it up because people need to think about this. After you lose the weight, what do you do after? What happens after you lose the weight? So that's another battle. Again, if you watch the recent video that I put out, that's an answer to that battle. But yeah, it's very difficult. It's clearly something that a lot of people need to do. So there's a lot of people that need to go through this struggle to just get in a better area. Not for looks wise. I don't want anybody out here thinking that, I want you to look a certain way. But I just want you to be healthy, because I have also seen from very close by me, from family members, from people I've known growing up, I've seen what happens in the long run if you stay sedentary, overweight, obese. It's not good. Okay, it's not enjoyable at all. And you can find that out just by talking to some people. All right. And again, I've experienced it very close to me. So yeah, I'm just, I'm out here putting out these videos and putting out this podcast, hopefully help people out. And, I'm not going to sit here and tell you this every podcast. I just hope to show you that over time with the things that I am putting out. So yeah, other than that, it's been a good week. All right. And this next week's going to be great. And I hope you like the video. Hope you like the podcast. And again, I felt a little weird. This podcast felt a little off. Next week, as I always say, it will be better. All right. And I believe so. This week, I feel like it's better than last week, right? Possibly. I felt a little off. It feels a little weird, but next week will be great. Again, thanks for listening, watching. Have a good night, or have a good day. It's Wednesday morning. What am I talking about? It's not nighttime. It's not Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. It's not that time. It's Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. So have a good night, and have a good one. Stay safe out there. Have some fun. Hopefully you're not stuck in your house all day. And yeah,